Good day, everyone. We're right now here at the compound of a bead maker who eventually we're going to see some bead making for all the stuff there. But first we're going to be seeing another dance recital. First we're going to be getting 3 different dances, some of which also deal with the fertility rites, or at least the initiation ones. And there's going to be several more videos based off of that. Not sure what else to say, but we are now back in the same area where we had the funeral at, different section of it. And it's much more mountainous, much drier compared to being by the ocean. And it's a very lovely place. I mean, the ocean's nice, but this is nicer. So, talk to you later.
Yeah, good morning, you are welcome.
Thank you.
And how are you today?
Good. Very good.
Good.
When you're well?
No, if he uses the kubo, how are you?
Ninga Samiyalo.
They say,
Hey. That's right.
Good, thank you so much. You know, my name is Nomuda Ebenezer Jabba, known as Sidi. Sidi is my popular name. You know, I was born not quite long that they have changed our money from Point to Sidi. Then, my grandmother was saying that before you carry my first grandchild, you have to bring a new city. Then everybody calls me city up to date. You know, I started bead making when I was 7, and that time I was in class 2. We have 2 sessions, you go to school morning and back in the afternoon. So in the afternoon, my grandmother sent me to go and call my parents to come and have their lunch. So when they left there, I pick up one of the empty mold, design something very quickly, and put it on top of theirs. When they came back, they were very annoyed because they don't want the children to go close to the fire inside. But when the bead came out, it looks nice. And they asked me, can you repeat the same thing? And I said, I don't know. Then they gave me another mold to try my hands on it. I did the second one. It looks close to the first one. When they send it to the market, all the customers want to buy that particular bead. Then I have to teach my brothers and sisters, those who are already in it, and I'm in it up to date. 5 types of bead. And the first one, we call it recycled antique bead. That is the old broken one, like this. You can see some of the design. We rearrange it nicely in the mold and fire it. And that is the finished product. You can touch it. If you have any question, you can ask. Broken old beads.
Recycled broken old beads.
Yes. And the second one also, we call it recycled transparent bead. And that one we use broken bottles or empty bottles like this. It can be beer bottle, Heineken's, milk of magnesia, Coca-Cola, Fanta, etc. Any kind of bottle or glass at all is good for us. We wash it nicely. After that, we break it into smaller pieces. Then we get a chunk. Then you can mix 3, 4, 5 colors. But before you do that, you have to study the way how each glass works. Some are compatible to each other, some are not. If you mix the one that are not compatible, after nailing, you lose everything. So it is very, very important to check the compatibility of each glass before you mix them. So now, I'll use my hand to fill them in. Then this one is ready for firing. But because of the particles, this one takes 30 to 45 minutes before it melts. When it melts, we use these 2 pins. We call it pin or hole. We use our left hand to press it this way while it's still hot. Use the right one to pierce the hole at the center of it. Dress the bottom nicely, turn it over, and do the same thing to become round like this. After that, we leave it on the floor for exactly 1 hour for annealing. That is the cooling process. But when the weather is very hot, it takes more than that. We remove it nicely. We have a special stone there for polishing. But I would like to finish this place before we go there. Then that's the result. So we have beer bottle and Coca-Cola bottle. Beer for the green, Coca-Cola for the clear. And the third one also, we call it recycled glass powder bead. And that one also, we use the same bottles, but we pound it with menthol mortar and a pestle. Like this. We wear nose covers, goggles, and gloves. You see? Then we pound it this way. You see the way I prepare it? Then after that, we save it with a mesh. You see? Then we get a fine powder. You know, in the olden days, our great-grandparents, they smash it and grind it. This one can take them more than 3 days before they get very fine. But now, we decided to use this. Within a short time, we can get more. And these are some of the samples of the pigment that we use it for coloring. So if we want to make a yellow bead, we just add a little bit, we stir it and we get it. If green or black also, the same thing. After that, we design it inside the mold. It can be striped, horizontal, circle, dotted, and that's the result. It looks like clay, but it's glass. And the fourth one, we call it glazed bead or painted bead. And that one can be translucent or opaque. We make the bead first. After that, we wash it nicely. You see this? No design. Then we mix a powdered glass mixed with water and add a little bit of pigments in it. Use our wooden pin to stir it nicely and use the same pin to design it outside the bead. Hello.
Thank you.
Hello, welcome back. Oh, we're so glad to see you again. This is full group.
So you see, then
Excuse me, the Queen Makuru was talking.
When you get to the showroom, you get our pictures there.
yeah.
So we are over. You're welcome. You know.
So you see, so after this, then we leave it on the sun for 10 to 15 minutes to dry. Then we put it back into the mold and refire it. So with this, you can fill the design outside, but it will never come off because we use the same glass and fire it twice.
Oh.
This one was painted,
Yes, but we use the same glass and fire it twice.
but it's a lot of work.
A lot of work.
So you do each color separately, or you fill everything and then put it
And
in
this
the
one we do
fire?
it separately. If you make the orange, you let it dry before you apply the second.
But before you fire it.
Yes, before.
Every
So
single bead will have to be
And you touch
decorated.
it many,
Pattern.
many times. Each bead.
When this bead is fired, what size will it become?
Now this mold, then now this is the size.
It's a large
It will
bead.
shrink a little bit
Oh, okay.
so that you get more room to shape it.
So those small beads, what's the mold for
Then we have
those?
you see, we have different molds. You see some? You see this? Even up to the skinny one.
Oh.
Yes.
CD, how long does it take to pound a bottle to that fine quality?
It takes like 45 minutes
45
or
minutes?
even more.
Yes.
If you put too much inside, it takes longer time.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Probably take us a few days.
Yeah. And the last one, special for chiefs and the queen mothers. And the name of that bead is called Bodom bead. B-O-D-O-M. Simply means back in the way how dogs bark. You know, if you wear a bead or a necklace, you have to put big one at the center of it. And that one will attract people to see the type of bead that you wear. In our culture, the type of bead that you wear will show how important or how wealthy you are. And I would like to design one of simple one for you to see. And for you to see what I'm going to do now, I did one in a clear glass so that I'll repeat the same thing for you to see. Please, do you have any question to ask before I go ahead? Any question?
So it's very, very expensive.
Yeah. And before you make a bead, the first thing you have to do is to build a firewood kiln. You see the oven over there? We use